We are live. Ladies and oh, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends. Dun, dun. We're ready to party. We're ready to party. We're ready. I hope you bring lots of spaghetti. Spaghetti. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Yeah, come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Yahoo! That's it. Fiesta, romance, fiesta, lamba, la bamba. Calculaba, disguises, surprises, and buys of all sizes. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. You bet. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Yay, Garfield and friends. Well, it's about time this live stream started. I hope it's good. Done. So, yeah, what's up, everybody? I know it's a little early. Anybody that's coming in now, seeing like, hey, why it's not 12 o'clock yet, or between 12 and 12:30. But yeah, like I say, this is the spur of the moment live stream. Like I say, trying to make up because I know last week and this week I did. I only did the Bible reading live stream, which that was still good. But I missed out on doing my other kind of stream, so just kind of making up for it. As you can see, as you get the microwave, I'm about to have some lunch there while I'm doing this stream. So yeah, I'm not. So yeah, obviously, this is not anything related with Heroes of Dreams. I kind of could be, but I'm not going to be reading anything. I am though signing in on the stream on my phone. That way, I can keep track and the stream, make sure everything in the stream is okay. And it seems like it is so far. So, yeah. So, like I say, yeah, waiting on lunch. I made the post, try to guess what I'm about to eat. So, anybody, anybody guess? I see got one person in the chat there. Yeah, let's see if y'all can make a guess before I pull it out this microwave. Let's see. I think it should be done. Ooh, it's hot. Yeah, it's definitely, that's done. I'm probably gonna need a fork for this here. Yeah, y'all give me just a second. I'm gonna get a fork and a knife real quick there, because this thing is hot. Yep. And I got a few other things to go with it too. It's not really big lunch there, because of course I don't want to be too stuffed there when my queen come back here. Have a little something for dinner there. That way still have something to say, dine with her. You know how I do. I always like to dine with the royalty. Okay, so guess all right. So no guesses or anything. Well, I'm gonna show you. This is what I'm eating here. This is El Monterey chicken Monterey jack cheese and grilled quesadillas in baked and fresh baked tortillas. I almost thought they said French at first, but it's like got a little French mixed with Mexican there. Now that's the mix there. Yep. And this is what it. Of course, you got the expectation, reality. It still tastes good though. This actually it would be more like this if I put it in the air fryer. Um, that's you use air fryer, but I just use the microwave so I can go and get it. Yeah, so you can do it either way. If you're in a rush, yeah, you can heat up in the microwave. It's still good either way. So yeah, matter of fact, they used to sell. The first time I got one of these was at Target. So I got this one from Walmart here. So and of course I do have a few other things go with it. Got a little bag of popcorn, and on this and for a little dessert, got some Pop Tarts. Made them a little soft there in the microwave too. So yeah. So like I say, yeah, I'm gonna. All right. So I'm gonna. Hate to say, eating fancy with this fork and knife a little bit. Mm, yep. So kind of like my boy EJ when he first started these streams and he was eating on it. Yeah. Mm, good. Kind of give everybody a chance to get in here because, like I said, it was between 12 and 12:30. So yeah, trying to give everybody a chance to get in here since I already got it up and running. Um, I do it, like say, well, Gabe, would you eat on any other streams like EJ did? Well, only reason I haven't never done that because for one thing, I know EJ he eats in his living room, kind of. Yeah, he be eating in his living room whenever he does that. And then plus he do be streaming on the phone, so yeah, you be kind of traveling with him sometime. Um, until he started on the laptop there. But other than that, reason I haven't really done it used to be back in the day. I used to be eat all over the house. Yeah, I grew up like that. Me, my mom, and my dad, all of us pretty much ate every room in the house. Be eating in the bed. You know how we had. There's a y'all. I know some of y'all had breakfast in bed before, and shoot, we had other meals in bed too sometimes. And it wasn't just when we were sick. It just sometimes we just wanted to eat in the bed. So yeah, we ate all over the place. Liver, and to say other rooms back there and everything. Even when I got married, when my wife and I got married and everything, um, same thing. Cause I had full on meals in the other room just like I did when I was growing up. Um, so what changed? We had an invasion of ants a few I'm not sure how long back here ago, but there was an invasion of ants. Not only usually we've had ant invasions before, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching have probably at some point had ants come in your house or other bugs, and you had to try to get rid of them some kind of way. Mostly whenever that happened, it wasn't like it wasn't just like all the time, but it was mostly like here in the kitchen, like if we left food out or something, like it's like to clean up your mess, otherwise it's gonna attract ants and obviously roaches there. So I mean that was the obvious one. Um, that they few of them would come in after something that was left on the counter, like we left like a piece of something sweet or something. And the bathroom was a big spot they would come in a lot of time. Again, not all the time, but whenever that happened, yeah, the bathroom they invaded that because they be coming through those pipes and stuff like that. But we encountered an ant invasion in our bedroom. I mean, like, what in tarnation? Or quick straight say, what in tarnation? So after that incident, I stopped eating around the house. Like I say, and I'm not, and like I say, nothing against any of y'all that eat in your house. I mean, long if it's if y'all have not had this problem, and everything's cool. You handle your business and everything. Okay, all more power to you. But that's the only reason why I stopped. Yeah, like I say, as a before that ant invasion, yeah, I was eating all over this house. I was eating all over this house, and so were my folks. My grandparents, I think they still do that somewhat. Most of the kitchen is a den for them. I don't think they've ever brought food any other room of the house, but mostly just between the kitchen and the den now. Yeah, and so yeah, like I say, that's the only reason why you never seen me eat on here except for now, and also the food review. But I had the few food reviews that we had here in the kitchen though, and that's one reason why anytime there was food on any of my content, it was in here in the kitchen. Mm, yeah, it's pretty good. There, I usually dip this with taco sauce, but pretty good on its own. Yeah, I'm trying to conserve my taco sauce a little bit because I'm kind of low on it. say kind of concerned because I got other things that got to take care of and stuff like that. Also, that I want to do too. Yeah, there's some other wants there. So taco sauce kind of on a little hold for right now. So, yep. Otherwise, I'd have this all dipped in there. But, yep. So yeah. Like I say, it's a couple minutes after 2. We get another bite. Oh, I just realized I forgot to get something to drink there. Hold on a second, y'all. Some on my lip there. I mean, get something to drink here. Gotta have something to wash it down. A little VA splash. I'm just gonna drink straight out this bottle, and this is why. Because let's see, it's down low enough where I can mix. I'm gonna mix these in my VA juice. So I like to mix stuff together. So drink it down a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, come up. You get up on me. Like, eyes up here. Look up. Okay, so now I'll mix this in here. I'm getting, I mean, it's ironic that we're talking about Garfield and food is present there. That would be funny if Garfield actually showed up in here, like the actual cartoon there, actually all of a sudden just act on his own like a Roger Rabbit thing. You see a cartoon Garfield and realistic me trying to get the food there. Wait, drink it down a little bit. There we go. See right there, it made it a little bit darker there. That's the that was pump. So this is actually strawberry kiwi V8 juice. Got antioxidants and vitamin C and B. And I just mixed some palm juice in there. And this soda right here. Now this is not your ordinary soda. This it's called Slice strawberry flavor. This is a healthy soda. So, yeah, try. I'm doing the best I can there. I'm trying to I had to say keep myself in good health. These things are pretty good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all give me one second. I'm gonna pour this over the sink though. I don't want to take no chances. like Sam Elliott say, you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything now, did you, Mr. Cameraman? Well, let's not take no chances. Wow. It was from one of the Nostalgia Critics reviews there. Now, notice he did a review of the recent Garfield movie. One more second there. He did a recent review of it. And because of his previous reviews on the Bill Murray Garfield movie, and he was really critical on it. I mean, like, maybe a little overcritical. I get everybody likes it, just like what they, has their likes and dislikes. But there was some things he said in the review, and then also in another video about it with his brother, like how he was how big of a because he's a big Garfield fan, Nostalgia Critic, and he was pointing out things in the movie like Liz and John were too adorable because Liz is originally cynical in the comics and cartoon. That is true. But just like how they hooked John and Liz up in the Bill Murray Garfield movie, Liz and John, not right away, but they did become a thing in the comics, and I got proof of that because I got some comic books that have Liz just chilling with John, almost like they a married couple. And also there was a Thanksgiving special that Liz came on for Thanksgiving dinner, was like really impressed with John, and she's even, and I think I've seen episodes of Garfield and Friends where they were a thing at times. So, yeah. So you say you're a diehard Garfield fan there, critic? I think there's some things that you may have overlooked, Mr. Diehard fan. So, yeah. No mad about that. And then there was some other things, too, that really Did not bother me. The only thing about the Garfield Bill Murray movie that was sort of a nitpick for me was Odie. That was about the only thing because I feel like if they couldn't get a CGI Odie, because they got CGI Garfield, but if they couldn't CGI Odie to look similar to his, comic counterpart, I would have at least, if I was them, I would at least get something close to representing Odie, like a wiener dog or something like that. Yeah, at least, yeah, something that's kind of similar to Odie's body structure. Yeah. Hmm. But other than that, it was good. It was a good movie. Hmm. I definitely enjoyed it there. So, yeah, a little bit there. All right, so 10:08 there. Let's say eat a little bit more. How y'all feeling? While I'm before I kind of go into more what I'm about to talk about. How everybody that's in here in the chat feeling? Yeah, what's going on there? Say give a holler and a like. How y'all doing? Hmm. Probably should do that more often there. And say, as y'all probably noticed in my pretty much my overall videos and live streams, I'm pretty much a big talker, and I kind of is a which I mean any of us that do these is a big talker. But that's one thing I definitely that's a big that I try to do. I really applaud EJ for this like interaction with the audience whenever he does the live streams there. And I know he's been busy a lot there, but yeah, before before all of a sudden he became before he got into the big wigs with Eddie Murphy and all them. Yeah, and when and attend and I was about to say it, but now I'm gonna let him tell y'all that I don't want to spoil anything. Or as Robert Williams say, "You want shut up? You want shut up? You want some shut up?" So, yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I ain't gonna be like Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland when they spoil stuff for the MCU. Like his, they even made fun. The parody. He even made fun of Mark Ruffalo by having the Hulk spoil everything, and Falcon was getting upset with him. So, dang Hulk! Sorry, Hulk not understand. Mm, that's right. Okay. Little text from EJ there. Mm, just talking about you. Almost like double toasted when they be talking about Martin when he's not in the room. Hey, I bet Martin does this. With the chicken sandwiches. Hey, what's up? I'm Martin. I'm here for my free chicken sandwich. Mm. My name is Taylor de Thomas. I'm here for my chicken sandwich. I'm here for my chicken sandwich now. I am a monster that tied the dog. Hey, what's up? You may have seen my brothers over here. Oh boy, that's I highly doubt it. But if some from Double Toasted or some Double Toasted fan is watching this, let me be the first to say, and to hear me say, I do. Yeah, there are some things on Double Toasted I do enjoy, kind of guilty pleasure like. Mostly, I do enjoy some of their movie reviews, depending on what the movie is. Movie is, but I think, in my opinion, I think the strength of Double Toasted and how they how of their content. I think their strongest content is when they talk about mostly current events and stuff like that. Especially, and then they even make jokes about it and stuff like that. Um, Now, of course, it kind of varies, which one you might want to look at there, depending on who you are and what you're into. But yeah, that's what, from what I've watched a lot of their current event videos, and yeah, like about the man throwing an alligator in Wendy's there. Say, mm, 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 okay. Okay, been in the chat. Been 20 minutes in here. Like it's 12. My clock is kind of wrong on here, but microwave clock say 12:14 because I started kind of early. So just give me just a few, about a couple more bites. I still got my popcorn and stuff, but if I want to finish this, I don't want it to get cold, and I have to put more heat on it now. Mm. Oh, these quesadillas are good. Uh, oh, all right. I thought there was something from Kroger for a second. Like an ad or something there. Okay. All right. So like I said, I still got my popcorn stuff, but I'm gonna go and start talking about what the stream's about and everything. Because I'm pretty sure I done made somebody hungry watching this. somebody went to. I'm pretty sure one of y'all done went to heat up something. Yeah. This is good mixed together too. Strawberry kiwi, strawberry soda, pomegranate juice. My own little juice mix here, and loaded with antioxidants. Okay, so this I'm probably gonna eat my dessert, but then my popcorn last. so anyway, so let's say Gargabe, Garfield, Gabriel, and Brownny. Now you're probably wondering what in the world do those have to do with one another? All right, well let's tell you. So I first started watching Garfield, and I started actually obviously elementary, yeah, elementary because they had like the Garfield comic books. He was in the Sunday paper and everything, and of course the TV show Garfield and Friends. Yeah, so yeah, and all of that, and after a while while I was still in elementary, I think by the time I got to the fourth grade, that's when I came up with myself as a character called Gar. Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, all this eating does fit the video, so mm, it does fit though. Mm. So anyway, the so fourth grade, I came up with the character Gargabe as I was imagining myself as Garfield's cousin, who also had his own show, Gargabe and Friends. There was so many. And I tell you, there was so much stuff that like other TV shows that I imagined myself in with my name in there. Like I say, Gargabe, you had Scooby Gabe, uh, uh, I think Gabe-mania or Tazagabia or something like that. Because the show the Tasmanian show that used to come on. We made you. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that there. But anyway, back to Garfield. So with Gargabe, yeah, pretty much was just imagining pretty much myself doing a lot of the stuff that Garfield would do in his shows. I did. There were a few things I may would have kind of came up with that was a little different from him. Um, one thing I would say. Um, okay, so you know that. So we got Garfield. He has an owner named John, and of course Odie the dog there. Yeah. And to say, I'm just gonna say the last. I'm just gonna say the last. And I'm not gonna say the full name. Um, I actually imagined, let's say, a friend of ours from my old church, Minister Ware, as sort of like John's position, but obviously a little different from John because uh, two different people here. And if my cousin, if she's watching this, please forgive me. I have to mention this. I had a big live stream on her a while back. My cousin Tiffany, I imagine her as a female version of Odie. Like I say, I was in the fourth grade. We were kids, and also very immature, I might add. I'm just saying. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't get not completely, but yeah, in certain things, yeah, not yeah, my maturity was not quite up there in certain things, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I imagine that as I say, not yeah, you know how you ever imagine something as a kid and you didn't think nothing of it, obviously, and not saying everything, but there's a how many of y'all had some things, not all things, but some of the things you've imagined as a kid or imagine yourself in that you would look back on as an adult and be like and look like what the heck was I thinking? Like what in the world? And sort of as they say cringe a bit there. Like I say, this is why, like I said, now I do realize that we got some pretty smart kids there, and not in certain things, and yeah, but like I say, in being a kid, yeah, there are gonna be some things that sort of like, yeah, you probably don't want to go into that when you're an adult there. So that was one of them. Yeah, imagining Tiffany like that there. Yeah. So let's keep on moving there. I don't want to spend too much time in the cringe zone there. So as we went along, there was a lot of, like I said, a lot of stuff I imagined myself doing like Garfield. And he always says like, I hope you bring lots of spaghetti, and he loves to eat lasagna. My case, there were two different things. At one point, it was sausage pizza, because I was a big sausage pizza eater. But then at some point, I think even before I got out of elementary, probably like in the fifth grade or something, my taste for sausage pizza left me, and ever since then I've been a cheese pizza eater, and that's pretty much what I prefer, a cheese pizza. Only thing that I've actually eaten on a pizza uh, years later, like when I think it was after a few years later, um, there was a veggie pizza that my folks actually tried to get me to eat more vegetables when I was in middle school by putting carrots and lettuce on pizza. Kind of worked, but I mean, give them credit. Like I say, that's a part of good parenting. You do want your kids to eat healthy. It's not always an easy thing to take in, and as a kid, you're like, I don't want that, no, no, but like I say, that's part of the game, like I say. So that was that. Many more years later, when I got, matter of fact, when me and Christina got married, I was in. That's when I first. I haven't had this in a while, but that's when I first started eating buffalo chicken pizza because she would take the buffalo chicken from the freezer aisle, heat it up and everything, and put it in the pizza. But the thing was, I only ate it like that when she cooked it here at the house. Um, like sometimes I know we seen it at CC sometime. And I didn't really like. It was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just eating my cheese pizza. So I only ate the buffalo chicken when Christina cooked it there. Yeah, like I say, how we have those certain dishes that we only eat when a certain person cooks it there, whether it be especially I'm talking to the guys here watching, whether it be your mother, your grandmother, uh, any other relative that does the cooking that does cooking, or your significant other, and vice versa, and it can be vice versa. To the ladies that might be watching this, like I say, same could apply to y'all, especially if your significant other, your little hubby, is cooking. Because we got some male cookers there, and it's like we had Mr. Food back in the day in the '90s there, and I know my dad can do some cooking there. Oh yeah, my dad had rotisserie a chicken for Christmas one year when I was in junior year, and actually not a chicken, a ham. That was actually the first time I ever ate a ham was rotisserie by my dad there. So yeah, that but yeah, you have that there. So yeah, I always say like I hope you bring lots of cheese pizza. So there was that, and middle school got into other things and everything. Still, so now, so you know about Garfield, and we now know about Gargabe. What about this? What about how is this? What about Gabriel and Brownny? Well, I'm gonna mention Gabriel first. Gabriel, I actually did not know that there was a cat named Gabriel in Garfield and Friends when I watched it back in elementary, and then I even watched it in middle school. But I never saw the episode where they showed Gabriel. The one thing, they got so many episodes of Garfield and Friends. Mm. We're currently, me and Christina are still watching it along with Jackie Chan. Mm. So, so this Gabriel actually, I'm trying to think how I ran the. I think I just kind of ran across. Like, wait, what is this? And all of a sudden, I saw this clip, that I showed you guys in the short. Not these shorts. Oh no! This cat's name is Gabriel. Like what? So that was how I discovered Gabriel, and I was like, what? There's a cat named with my name? Mm. And he's trying to be like Garfield until the end of the episode, though. But yeah, like I say, definitely check it out. Uh, but yeah, the fact he was trying to be like Garfield, and when I was pretending to be Gargabe, I was trying to be like Garfield, so and didn't know about Gabriel. So I guess you might say I could have just stayed as I was and just pretended to be the cat Gabriel, even though it was a one-time appearance. But still. But then again, it probably would still that I did the way I did. Maybe if I imagined myself as Gabriel Cat, probably would have had like some like what if he didn't change. I like or better yet, maybe like his lifestyle before him and Garfield ran into each other there. So, mm, something like that, some fan fiction. As Garfield say, he's got my show. That's right, I'm taking over. So yeah, that's Gabe. Not really a whole lot with him there. I think the shorts that I put up there pretty much told you all you need to know on about Gabriel there. All as far as I found, and then also watching the episode itself. think it was, yeah, I forgot what the, I forgot the name of the episode. Then I got the stream on my phone. I don't want to go come out of the stream. So yeah, but the short is on the channel. So yeah, a little bit later after the stream. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I do mention the title in the in the short there. So put it out before me and Garfield had that duel. Um, yeah, definitely. And that's another thing that y'all should check out a little bit later if you hadn't already seen it. The You Pick Live, uh, me versus Garfield there. Epic duel of the century. Mm. And just in case, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the video because it's kind of got a little commentary to it. But if I didn't mention it, I do apologize to that victory over Garfield because, and not because he got mad that he lost, but actually, technically, he actually won that duel because not only did he have a powerful monster on the field like Didion, but that whole thing where he summoned the last monster in his deck from the magic card Last Will. That yeah, the only reason he would have lost is if he had drawn his last card on his draw phase. But see, it wasn't his draw phase. It was still he had already passed that and then summoned the last monster in his deck. So he could have won that before his turn was over, and yeah, would have won the duel. So definitely apologize for that, Garfield. My mistake. I kind of goofed on that. Mm. So yeah, so there was that. And I'll tell you a little bit more about because it was a Garfield because obviously it was a Garfield plushie I was dueling against. Um, the whole thing with You Pick Live, we actually do have that Christmas one. That was like two VHSs of different segments. With the first pick of the day, the duel that we had that was shown here, and then after that, because I didn't want to get copyright or anything, we watched. We did like two episodes of every pick that we did. Two episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh that had the one where they dueled the Big Five. Then the two episodes SpongeBob Shout Out, SpongeBob Shout Out, doo doo. And then I think called the Mystery Pick, which was two episodes of Static Shock. And between the segments, we were reading the Woodlawn newspaper and everything from my school. And the last thing on the first VHS was the Santa Claus movie because it came on that Sunday, and I set the VCR to record it while we was at church, so we'd be able to see it when we got back from church there. Second tape, we saw Christmas lights at my dad's parents' house. My grandparents on my dad's side, their Christmas lights, and then came back home next day. Head-to-head challenge, two episodes of The Proud Family. I think that sort of ended it there, kind of, along with I think like after Christmas, showing some pictures from that Christmas there and everything. So yeah, that pretty much was it on that. And then, like I say, there were other You Pick Live that me and Garfield actually did do. One, I think it was like one during the summer. I'm trying to think when the other one was. But yeah, it was one during the summer where I think one of the had the first picks, SpongeBob Shout Out, and the I want to say I'm trying to think. I want to say yeah. I think yeah. I'm not sure what the first. I know one of them had a mystery pick, which was Digimon Tamers, and some other things there. Um, So that was so yeah, it was two other You Pick Lives we did. There actually may have been another one that didn't get recorded there. Or it did get recorded, or I may have recorded over it there, or something like that. So there was those. That was some stuff I did with Garfield. Um, Definitely did this the Gabriel show back when I got out of eighth grade, and the week before I had to go to summer school in order to get to the ninth grade. But at least the good thing about that is I ended up meeting Casey, and was able to help Lord working through her to get me through it there. So that was a plus, and also watching Yu-Gi-Oh. So they say may not been a good thing ended up in summer school, but the Lord made it for make was able to make good out of it for me. Uh, so anyway, during that week before the summer school started, Memorial Day and all that, we did. 'Cause there was a thing on SpongeBob called "It's SpongeBob Nick to Summer Splash." So me and Garfield called ourselves trying to do something similar to that there, along with some of my other plush toys. Um, yeah, and we was kind of in with the segments, and then we just kind of had random stuff on the video, like so there was some commercials. Think I think an episode of Sanford and Son at some point, and then of course oh yeah, church service uh, from one of those the ones where they be reading from the pastor's study and everything. Um, and there's some other stuff that came on. But like I said, we just had regular stations here at the house. My grandparents were the ones that had the cable, so yeah, had to pretty much watch whatever came on and everything. So, so that was that. Um, and then of course the best thing on that the Gabriel show was me and Big Papa going to the store and had all kind of fun with the camera and stuff like that. Went from the black and white camera to the color camera for that one there. It was traveling and stuff like that. It was pretty fun now. Yep. So yeah, it was pretty much had that going on now. Mm. My and let's see, I think was there anything else that I did with I do remember now the You Pick Live, that was a big Garfield plushie. I actually had a small Garfield plushie that I got from I think like an order guide we had from our school. I think not sure what exactly it was called, but I know it had something to do with the school. Um, and I ordered a Garfield plushie from there, but it was real small, had a big smile and everything. And um, I remember I definitely brought him a lot of places, especially because he was small and stuff. And I remember sitting him on my Big Papa's truck, and when he was on Big Papa's truck on the dashboard while he was driving, Big Papa said, "Oh, Garfield the priest." So I guess we have a priest cat riding on the dashboard. So there was that. I also had this Garfield. I think it was like a little. I had two different Garfield things. It was one with a magnifying glass, and one with a little sticky thing that you could stick to the wall and stuff like that. And pull the string and he be like he's climbing up the wall. That I got from Wendy's in the Wendy's kids meals. Um, I remember using the Garfield magnifying glass a lot in some videos, like one that I did with Tiffany, say hanging with Tiff on a Sunday evening, and another one with San Diego in space there. So, or San Diego in space technically. So there was that. I'll take bites there. Hmm. So also on this there was that going on, and there was actually at one point I tried to make up another series based off of this episode of Garfield where when him and Odie met the sludge, well, thought they met the sludge monster. Remember when John told the story about it? Here he lurks in dark, mysterious places, making ugly faces. He's the sludge monster under your bed or just behind the curtain. He'll be there for certain. He's the sludge monster. If you find your food dish empty, your stuff thrown all around, your favorite toys are broken up and pieces on the ground. If your karate chop in hand, kiss them pleasant dreams goodbye. Cause the gross out back there on this guy is high. Keep a lookout every day and night. He'll be there for certain. He's the sludge monster. The sludge monster. The sludge monster. Boom! Ah! So, yeah, I call myself trying to make a series off of that. In my mind, called Gargabe and the Sludge Monster series. Um, Not didn't really come up with much for that other than just the Sludge Monster episode and an episode called Tiffany's Birthday. So, not much there, and then there was another one. Didn't really come up with much for it, but Gargabe and friends pretend summer jobs, like pretending that we have summer jobs, and it was actually featuring me, Tiffany, and another cousin of ours, Jamal, and he was so in the so what were the jobs you asked? Well, um, Tiffany's job in the show was at Kroger, which ironically I'm at Kroger. However, in this show, I was working at Sam's Club because we went to Sam's Club a lot back then with my mom's membership for Sam's Club, especially when it was right down the street from where I'm at there. Now, the only Sam's that I know of here in Shreveport is way out there on Burt Coon, not too far from the Kroger that Queen Tina works at, Uri Drive there. So then, and Jamal's pretend summer job was a cop there. Yeah, and ironic, he's a firefighter. But yeah, so let's talk about irony there. So there was that. I remember it was one funny moment where my mom was playing along with my imagination of oh, you've been like, well, Gabe, shouldn't you be in work right now? I was like, it's raining. Well, even when it's raining, it's raining. You still gotta go to work, Gabe. Yeah. Oh boy, I guess gotta be careful what you imagine around Mama. Like, the- when she decides to play alone, she plays alone. Oh, it's a good time, good times. Oh, so there was that. I think that was pretty much all the Garfield Gargabe stuff. And of course, not really wasn't really much with Gabriel, but I added that in because of the short there. Yes, and then he was on Garfield and Friends and stuff. Plus, that's my name is Gabriel, which also the nickname King Gabe though. So now with Brownie, say the best for last. Brownie is a how does this all tie into Brownie? You ask. Well, just like I imagine Gargabe and Friends, I also imagine back in elementary when I first started playing with Brownie, there were several different alterations I've imagined of Brownie. Oh, almost drinking, almost drinking this like I'm drinking a baby bottle. Oh, now starring King Gabe and the Rugrats. Do 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 do. I actually imagined myself in the Rugrats once as a back when and me and a few other kids there. So anyway, that's a whole other story there. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I'm just going to briefly mention because it's also a whole other story that probably will come in the future as a future video. Um, when I was in middle school, in the seventh grade, me and a friend of mine, Quintus, we would all we actually got into Digimon season two and Pokemon, and would imagine ourselves in that. Being Digidestined and Pokemon trainers at the same time. I even imagined Pikachu as a Digimon. Pikachu, Digivolve 2, Raichu, Digivolve 2, Ultra Raichu, and Mega Raichu, and then Armor Digivolve to Nitramon. Uh, so now with the thing with Garfield, I kid you not, this I did not come up with this one. My friend Quintus, well, who is your Digimon partner? It's gonna be Garfield. He actually pictured Garfield as his Digimon partner. I am not kidding on that. Um, and so this means you got to see Garfield Armor Digivolve, say, with the Digiegg of Faith and Digivolve as well. Say, and we even had a thing called Mega Armor Digivolving there. So yeah, but now that's gonna be in a video related with Digimon now. Yeah, so that'll be coming up in the future. But Garfield was a part of that though. Um, now with Brownie, just like I imagine Gargabe and Friends, one of the variations of Brownie I imagine was Brownie and Friends set up like Garfield and Friends. And just like how Garfield say, "I hope you bring lots of spaghetti," and he eats lasagna. I just made this up at random. Brownie would say, "I hope you bring lots of cucumbers." Now, I'm just making this clear right now. I don't really like cucumbers, and I definitely don't like pickles. Shut your mouth, Gabe. You forgot the pickles! The best there is. I don't think so, Gabe. You lose. So, if y'all don't get that reference, that was from an episode of SpongeBob, literally titled "Pickles." So, yeah, check that episode out later. So anyway, yeah, even though I didn't like cucumbers or pickles, I just randomly made that up. So Brownie could have something that was different from me, so we could have, similarities, yes, but also some differences. Sort of like how in Power Rangers Kroger Force, I imagine my character Tyson being able to skateboard. And in real life, I am not a good skater. I've tried to skate before at skating rings a few times, and yeah, didn't really do so well. Not not my strong suit there. So, but my character Tyson in Kroger Force can do it though. So um so yeah, Brownie and Friends, it was pretty much set up like Garfield and Friends a little bit. And then of course there were other iterations of Brownie, like with the fire truck that he has. I imagine there was a fantasy sort of like magic school bus, Brownie and the magic fire truck. So yeah, it was. So yeah, it did kind of tie in with sort of how Brownie began, one of Brownie's beginnings and everything. Um, and chances are it can possibly lead to some things in the Yumeko series. Um, because for one thing, just like how Garfield has his own show, and I imagine that that did kind of carry over into other Brownie iterations where he had his own talk show, which he does in Yumiko. Um, that Hiko mentions about him having a talk show actually. And of course, back in 2020 during the COVID and stuff, when I was when I really I've done YouTube like with music videos in 2010, pretty much just for fun here and there. I wasn't really serious about it. But 2020, I actually did kind of get serious with YouTube, with Brownie reactions of him reacting to movies and stuff like that. So sort of gave him his own show there for realsies on YouTube there. So um, chorus that they only ran for a year, and well, some things happened that why it's not running anymore. Also, kind of one thing I will say, because there was some other stuff that's kind of personal, but one thing I will share is that it was cutting into the time of me writing my books, which I call myself was trying to draw attention to my books, like I'm doing now with the videos I make now, along with still some other stuff. But them trying to do those reviews and then like Royal Talk on the other channel really took away from a lot of it. So now I really try, like I said, I do other stuff, but I do try to focus in on it, like I say, because like oh well, you're talking about Garfield stuff, but it did have some effect on Brownie and like I say with the Yumeko series that's coming up. And then like other videos in general, like with the play, is going to be the next Brown. It's going to be the next Yumiko book, Brownie's Trip on Uranus, and even read y'all the short story from the '90s. So yeah, so I do try to, do more related with the books, as well as also like I say other things, and that whole Miracle Crew thing with me, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and EJ. That also kind of ties in a little bit with Yumiko, and also another project that I want to do. Not going to say it here, but I will tell you about it on another video. So about what this other project is that involves the Miracle Crew. So, but anyway, back to Brownie's involvement, um, and Yumiko. The So he had his own show, just kind of like Garfield. Um, as far as what this could have, how all like the history I've mentioned about Garfield can come into play with Yumiko, and not saying that Garfield's going to be in the series because then I'd have to get permission from Jim Davis to do that, but and inspired from that, there if you've watched the shorts I released were about the superiors, definitely support us on that Patreon so y'all can check that video out. But the trailer that I put up for it, and with the audio from the Avengers trailer, there's a when you see this little red light come up, there's an orange cat that shows up in there, and kind of similar to Garfield, but in an anime form, but and a little different too. And you see he's kind of dressed like he's going like he's an explorer or something. Um, that's gonna actually be um, another character coming up in the series there that has a personal connection with one of the characters that's already been introduced. So yeah, that's gonna have some effect there coming up. That's more the reason why y'all definitely should support us on Patreon so y'all can get an early viewing of these details there. That's in the future there. If y'all really want to, if y'all like, well, I want to know now. So yeah, so that like I say, that's kind of what this history with Garfield has sort of been like there. Who knows? I might maybe in the future, depending on on how I feel, because I did this on my other channel, but I might possibly do a review. Maybe like watch the DVD because I do have the DVD here. Watch, maybe do like a re-review of the current Garfield movie and also the Bill Murray film there. And I guess if I do the Bill Murray film, I probably have to do the sequel. I have not watched the sequel to the Bill Murray Garfield. Just never really got around to it, but who knows? I might check them both out and tell you guys about them. So yeah, that is like I say, it depends on how I feel though. Just letting you know, it depends on my mood. So yeah. But I definitely like the current movie with Chris Pratt playing him. Mm-mm. And one more thing I definitely want to share with you guys before we close this out with the hour mark. So yeah, one more thing I want to share with you guys. Did you guys know? Did you know that before Chris Pratt, before Lorenzo Music, Garfield was once voiced by Frank Weller? If you don't know who Frank Weller is, let me give you a hint. Say, Starscreen, only a few select will lead. Never, never. Yo, get those energon cubes up now. We'll turn this wretched planet into the exact contents of Cybertron. So, if you didn't catch on, Megatron from Transformers. More than meets the eye. Dun, dun, dun. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers, robots in disguise. Transformers, more than meets the eye. A Transformers, so they took Megatron from that series, and he was the first voice actor for Garfield before Lorenzo Music. And this is the gonna give. I'm gonna imitate how he sounds. I might possibly upload that video as a short, under a minute, to give where you can actually see some clips of it. Hopefully, if YouTube doesn't take it down or anything, yeah, I'll be able to see it. I will try though. But yeah, just cross your fingers. So this is what he sounded like, Frank Weller Garfield. Like, Hmm. Show me a cat with bad. Show me a good mouser, and I'll show you a cat with bad breath. Garfield, you're too fat. I bet you haven't even seen your feet. Hmm. I have feet. One last olive. Hmm. Hey, Garfield, you're too fat. I am not too fat. I'm just ready for the next size kitty bed. That's all. So that's the way he sounded in the early days, and he even had a different animation. I even have the books of his early animation. Hold on, wait right there. We're almost done. We're almost done. So wait right there. I definitely want to show this to you guys since we're talking about Garfield. Okay, so all right, here we go. Here we are. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you see, so yeah, you see Garfield like front and center on the cover, but this right here, Garfield at large, that's close to what he used to look like when they first the first time he was animated there. Yeah, he was a lot bigger, and I got some stuff on this book. So yeah, so yeah, so yeah, that's how he looked. He was a lot bigger. No wonder John said, "I bet you can't even see your feet there." Uh, yeah, that's the so imagine Frank Weller's voice coming out of that there. I didn't realize I wasn't on the camera. And this, of course, is what we know Garfield as today. Yep. And also the recent movie with the CGI effect, and uh, also, I guess if you could possibly count the Garfield show. And just like I said before, let's see, just like I said before, Liz actually in this book that I got right now, Liz is actually a part of John's life in here, not just dating him, but it's pretty much like a couple. So yeah, and she still has her cynical attitude and everything, but she was digging John. Like, all right, John, yeah, sure. So that's why I can't understand why the critic. Yeah, if the critic was such a nostalgia critic, such a diehard Garfield fan, he should not have gotten mad about John and Liz being a couple. I mean, first of all, it's a movie, and obviously, a movie is not going to run the same way as reading a whole bunch of comics that lead up. The movie will still develop things, but like I say, you only got anywhere between an hour and a half to possibly 2 or 3 hours for a movie. Or if you're watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, 4 hours, or the Ten Commandments, or Titanic, or Matrix, or anything. Well, Titanic or stuff like that. But anyway, that is still a short amount of time to do a story. I mean, it's long, but compared to a TV series or a whole bunch of comic books. Yeah, so see, comic books and TV shows, episode by episode or comic strip by comic strip, they can do that. They can have a character a certain way, and then all of a sudden you read the next volume and they're a whole different, and they completely change, and it's the same character. So yeah, that can happen. Well, no why the critic got so mad. So yeah, but so that's that's pretty much what I got. Like I say, probably I would say I would do a stream Saturday, but I highly doubt it though, because yeah, like I said, there's some other I do have some other content to upload there, like the depth charge review. I got to get that up, and I'm definitely going to be doing some other content. The content that I got planned after the depth charge toy review, and also what I'm already dropping some content from Patreon, slowly. So if you want to see it right now, what I haven't dropped, you might want to go and support us on there. But yeah, Depth Charge toy review, and I'm definitely just like I did the Garfield UPIC live, re-uploaded it up here. There's gonna be some other videos I'm gonna re-upload, and before I re-upload them, I will take them down from the previous channels, uh, and then re-upload them here. Um, Definitely, yeah. So there's a few videos I definitely want to re-upload. I might mention it if hopefully I remember, but I'll try to mention it in the weekly update, along with probably that project I was telling you about, and also as well as some other video, as well as some other new content, and also see something else. Think that think it'll probably come to me. Hopefully, it come to me by the time we make the weekly update. So anyway, so that's it for here. I'm gonna got finish up. I hadn't even touched my popcorn there, but I did eat my main course, and I got to finish this little bit of part tart left. So that's all I got here. I'm gonna finish this up and just uh, try to get some more of my content up. You guys will see when it comes. Um, Definitely like, share, subscribe. Definitely get our available books, and also definitely support us on that Patreon, just like Iceman Universe. They are Patreon pledges, so be one like him, and also give him some support too, to see full length reactions of his different videos. His reactions of like Hey Arnold, Ed and Eddie, Naruto, and One Piece, Courage the Cowardly Dog. And recently he started reacting. I just found out he's reacted to another anime called Spy Family. Hadn't heard of that one. So yeah, I want to check it out. Yeah, definitely support him too. Also support the Miracle Crew. Of course, yours truly, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and of course EJ the Supreme, making it big in the movies. So yeah, be sure to definitely show some love to us there as we rise up and everything. So And also, just like you hang out with us and here in the live stream, be sure to give some likes there. Also, definitely hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and check. Let's sell each other stuff on that McCary app, and that's the other thing. Um, if one thing EJ pointed out to me that a lot of my videos seem like are dark. I mean, you can still. I know, yeah, I probably can still see me, but they're kind of dark, like especially with the laptop, which I definitely know. But that's it's the only one I can do live streams on. So I can do it on my phone, but I be trying not to risk somebody calling while I'm doing a live stream. So that's the only reason why. Otherwise, I'd be on my high definition phone. So, but unless in the future I get an iPad or something there. So, but anyway, but one thing you point out, yeah, a lot of my videos that aren't not just the live stream, but other videos were kind of dark. So so at some point I'm gonna try to get like I think what he uses like a ring light for a lot of his videos. Possibly some other lights, you never know. But yeah, definitely a ring light. So kind of can help with some of my videos there. And like I say, much further ado, we will see y'all in the next video or live stream. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.